Good morning, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for tuning in today, Monday, Lions Talk Live morning show edition. And you know what? We've got a little bit of a show for you guys today, even though I can't talk. Lions issued a bit of a warning over a veteran player they signed. And I could see from previewing the comment section, some of you guys already know who it is. But yes, indeed, Lions were issued a warning, and there's maybe a little bit of corroborating evidence that maybe Detroit Lions coaching staff should be at least a little bit prepared in case this often injured player cannot exactly live up to some of the expectations set forth for them this upcoming season. Any rate, before we get into all that, though, before we break down everything, we've got a little bit of stuff for you guys today. As you guys always know, we got 5 hot topics now that have hit the wire in the last 24 hours, usually about 24 hours. Before we get into that, though, as you guys know, if you haven't yet subscribed Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push to get to 6,800 subs. And we're only about, I think like 20 subs away. So if you can help out with that, that'd be great. Last but never least, in case you were not aware, outside of being a YouTuber and a coach, a scout, I am a realtor. So if you are looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. In fact, I'll even help you out here a little bit. You can catch me by reaching me at the number on the screen, 269-998-2384. Let me use over 30 years of work in the industry to your behest to try to help you out, save you some money, and make the process of buying or selling property anywhere in Michigan a whole lot easier. All right, welcome to Lions Talk Live. It is the morning show. We're going to get this going. And sorry about yesterday. Trying to get things going. And I'm just ultimately not sure what was going on. I tried to get the show up. It just would not start. I rebooted the computer like 50 times. Even dropped a few elbows on it. But hey, somewhere around noon, I don't know if maybe there's an update that went bad or whatever. But it all seemed to work itself out. But all right. Let's get into the 5 headlines now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this going. All right. So if you're new to the show, what we do with 5 headlines now is we grab some headlines that are pertinent to the Detroit Lions, affect them in some way, shape, or form, and they're outside of the main headline that we'll get to after this. So let's start it off now. 5 headlines now. Ryan Tannehill, an option for Detroit. There have been a couple reporters that came out and speculated should the Lions sign a veteran backup quarterback. And over the weekend, I think most of us are going to say, hey, Hendon Hooker is the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. But we also can say he's an unknown, unproven commodity at this point. So could they go after someone like Tannehill or Colt McCoy or whoever else is out there? I think there's some possibility, but I know we've talked about it in the morning show before. I believe the coaching staff's going to wait until after the second preseason game before they make any kind of determination on something like that. Hendon Hooker is going to come into training camp here in about 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it ultimately ends up being, and he's going to really start his rookie campaign. He's done some stuff with OTAs. He's done some things to improve. He's still trying to learn the NFL game versus the college game. Let's be honest, the guy hasn't thrown a meaningful pass by the time the season starts in almost 2 years. So he's going to have a little bit of rust. He's going to have to shake some things off. But I do believe when everything's said and done and we get to the end of the preseason, he's probably your backup quarterback. Doesn't mean if this team really is on a war path to get to the Super Bowl and win it, that they couldn't go the route of trying to sign a veteran just in case. All right. I thought this was an interesting one that hit the wire yesterday. Inside information, ? A large bet came in over the weekend on Jared Goff to win the NFL MVP this upcoming season. So I want to give full credit on this one to Bazinga. Bazinga is a news wire service that industry insiders for trading use. They get you, so something happens in New York or Chicago when the major exchange is there, some news comes out. They get it out to everybody across the world in like lightning fast. You pay for these services. And over the weekend, they sometimes throw in different things they get from different outlets as far as regards to investments, whatever. And there was an industry insider that came out and said that, hey, the Sands in Vegas got a $10 million bet that came in regarding Jared Goff winning the MVP. So somebody's putting down a lot of money saying your boy Jared Goff is going to be the man to win the MVP title. And that is an estimated amount. Nobody can confirm it, obviously, for privacy reasons, but somebody told somebody about something. All right, Detroit Lions Khalif Raymond hits the road to gain perspective. So this is from the Detroit News. If you want to go and check it out, if you get a little time over the week or whatever, but they put together a story on Khalif Raymond and hey, just what he's doing to try to really make sure that this season is his season. I think he understands, just like probably all fans, the Lions have some question marks at the wide receiver room this year. Josh Reynolds, while he may not have been a superstar, he was a calming presence for the most part during his time in Detroit and really helped elevate this offense. We all get it. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Antoine Green, Khalif Raymond, they're all going to be fighting it out for that number 3 wide receiver spot. And you know what? It's a real nice story if you want to check it on out. All right, let's see. All Lions. Ragnow does not get, quote, widespread respect, end quote, he deserves. And that's from Sports Illustrated and their section with All Lions. I would say you're 100% right. Frank Ragnow, most Lions fans, I would say even go as far as say most casual fans across the NFL, probably if they know enough about ranking centers, which most people aren't, they're going to look at this and say, hey, Frank Ragnow is potentially the best center in the entire league. You could have arguments for other guys for sure, but he's in that conversation. And this story that came out over the weekend about Frank Ragnow and his ranking, I think it's pretty spot on. He gets overlooked. He doesn't get hyped up. He doesn't get talked enough about like most centers. But, hey, again, it's a slower week ahead. If you want something to read, want something to kick back and digest, go ahead and look at that story. And then the last of our 5 headlines now, not a huge one, but Detroit Lions superstar Aiden Hutchinson has a cringeworthy golf swing that'll make you burst into tears. And that's from Total Pro Sports. You want to go and check it out. They even have the video. And this is from last week's golfing tournament that him and a lot of Lions fans, or excuse me, not fans, but players took part in. So you want to check something out. Maybe you got a little extra time this weekend with the holiday. Go ahead and check it out. All right, now let's go ahead and get over to the main topic of today's show. And let's hop on over to that now. I gotta probably try to find some music that isn't the same for both those stories. Already got a pretty good story for tomorrow, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. All right, so Lions issued warning over veteran defensive end with injury history. When Marcus Davenport was signed, I'm gonna guess most people watching this show said, "Hey, this is just another one of Brad Holmes. You know, I'm gonna risk the biscuit on a guy who's got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but has an often injured history." We all get it with the Minnesota Vikings last year, and then the New Orleans Saints before that. Davenport, a good player, a lot of promise, a lot of potential, a lot of ability to get to the quarterback and defend the run. But he spent more time on the sideline than he has on the field during that time. And this has led to a number of people questioning the star. I'm going to say this. The Lions, we all get it from watching their draft and free agent signings. They look for very specific types of personality traits to acquire players. They don't bring in somebody that they believe is going to be a disruptor to the locker room or the field. But this comes from KSTP reporter Darren Wolfson, who questioned the former Minnesota Vikings defensive end's commitment to the team, often pointing out that Davenport has dealt with injuries and just took his time over his 6-year career to get back to on the field, especially last year when he was with Minnesota. The reporter says there were a number of times, a number of coaches that talked off the record that felt he was something that could be on the field. He could get out there sooner, but for whatever reason, he wasn't getting on the field sooner. So that led to a lot of speculation about him. Maybe it played a factor in why the Vikings did not ultimately re-sign him, but it is what it is. He's here now. So I'm going to be interested to see what the Dew crew has as far as expectations for Davenport. Davenport, like I said earlier in this show, I think he's got a lot of raw ability. I think he's got the length. I think he's got the burst. I mean, he has 149 career tackles, 23 and a half sacks over the course of his career. And I get that 6 seasons, so it's not horrible, but it's not bad. His best season was 2021 when he had 9.5 sacks and 39 total tackles. Now, that type of production is noteworthy. The Lions get anything like that out of Davenport, I think we're all going to be pretty happy. But the big question with him is he going to be the guy on the field, or is he going to be somebody we're going to only use sparingly because we just know he can't stay healthy? I think that'll be the big debate for him. But we were all wondering who's going to be helping Aiden Hutchinson, helping DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil improve this defensive line. And a defensive line, let's remember, just last week was ranked as number 4 in the NFL. Let that sink in. When's the last time the Lions had a defensive line that was ranked so highly? I think you probably got to go back to about 2013, 14, maybe 15. I don't know. Probably not 15. I think Sue was gone by then, but don't hold me to that. So let's go ahead and see what you guys have to say. I'm going to pose a question to you guys today. Marcus Davenport, is this guy a hero or a zero for the franchise? Is he going to be someone that can help take us to a whole new level? There's been a lot of speculation from people across the league, let alone a part of the Duke crew, that the Detroit Lions defense this year could be top 10. Maybe even some people that are, very optimistic about it will say, hey, top 7, top 6 or whatever, whatever it may be. But what's your thoughts? Is Davenport going to be one of the galvanizing forces that helps turn this defense, which for the last 5 years or so has been maybe one of the worst in the NFL? You could even argue some of those seasons maybe one of the worst of all time in the NFL. But will he be one of the people that helps bring this team forward and help push us towards the playoffs, the Super Bowl, the NFC North, all that stuff? So, all right, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get some of the stuff off the screen, clean it up for you guys, and let's go ahead and get to see what you guys have to say about all these things as I keep on fumbling through here. There we go. All right, and to the top of the board we go. There we go. JDC, good morning, all. Good morning to you, too, JDC. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Brent, reporting for duty. Yes, there we go. Oh, yeah. You know what? And I almost had the Macho Man all set for you guys. I just trying to add video to the show. So I did spend some time once I got the computer up running. You guys know I can add pictures and stuff to the show, but I'm trying to get it where I can add video that Macho Man doing that on the side corner of the screen. And I'm getting closer to it. So we'll have some nice new effects probably by the time the season actually starts. Moonsguard, morning, Dan, and to his merry band of the Duke crew! Exclamation point. Starting lineup reporting for duty. Yes, indeed. Everybody's jumping on the duty. There we go. I like it. Let's see. Michael Green, salutations, Duke crew! Exclamation points. Super Bowl or bust. One pride. Woo! Woo! And you know what? Just for you guys, hey, it's a holiday season. It is, just so you guys know, one of the typically slowest weeks of the year as far as work in industries. Yes, the 4th of July week. So hopefully you're kicking back and enjoying a delicious Mountain Dew this week. All right, Brent, Lombardi or bust, 100%, and I agree with that. This year, hey, does Davenport help get us there, or is he just somebody on the sideline? I want to see what you guys got to say. I got my opinions. I think him, Houston, I'm trying to think. I want to say there's somebody else. Maybe Mwingo get out there. I think they're going to own that other side of the line. I think you're going to see a real nice rotation with those three guys, Jack Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson. I know I've made my prediction that Kaminsky won't make the final cut this year. I hope I'm wrong. I like Kaminsky. I think he adds a certain presence to the locker room and the line. But let's see what you guys have to say. I would say Matthew Green, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Yeah, and we got the woos going this morning. Yeah, and never a bad morning when you got some woos. Bo, good morning, Duke crew. Roll the bones. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And yes, good morning to you too, Bo. Hopefully you had a great weekend, my friend. Just say Kate Green, salutations also. What's going on? Did someone on the team mess something up? No, it's a story that was published, I think I said at the top of the show or whatever. Story that was on the Heavy regarding the Detroit Lions and the often injured Marcus Davenport. So I like the guy, but I also get what the reporter is saying, and this is from Nathan Doherty. He's the reporter. It says, hey, this guy, when he was in Minnesota and other places, there was some speculation that maybe he didn't get back on the field as quickly as he could have. I don't want to say he was dogging it, but at least the reporter's kind of suggesting he's pulling like a DeAndre Swift. The coaches felt like DeAndre Swift against Dallas, whatever it was, 2-3 years ago, could get back on the field. DeAndre Swift said, I think I need another week. And I think that's kind of where the reporter seems to be taking this story. We'll see what you guys have to say. And I get he hasn't even played it down for the Lions yet, so who really knows? Bo, let's see. JSK. All right. Well, I'm not sure what this means. Just say K. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think he's talking about the title for the video. See, Anthony, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, Anthony. Hopefully you're having a great one. And thank you for all you do, as always, for the channel. Let's see, Matthew. Hate to woo and run, but it is chemo day, so I'm off to the hospital for today. Well, hopefully have a great day, and hopefully all goes well for you, Matthew. Let us know how you do and how things go. Hit us up tomorrow when you're back. And see, Moonscar, just some writer from Avalon Sports offering his opinion on what he saw or didn't see from Davenport when he was with the Vikings last season. Yes, when he was with the Vikings last year. Yeah, and again, from what I can tell, there's been a couple spots where it's at least been somewhat of a question. But I will say this, without knowing all the full dynamics of it, I'm not going to point a finger one way or the other. I have no idea if he's quick to get on the field or slow to get on the field. We're going to figure things out this year, though. But he does have a real opportunity with this defensive front for the Lions to make an impact, I believe. All right, Bo Moonscar got it, 100%. Moonscar, good luck, Matthew. Hope it goes well. Yes, 100% with that, 100%. See, Anthony, me too. Got to do a one and done. Extremely busy. AC season is here. Good day, all peace. Yes, Anthony, I know, man, for the last, especially month, you've had to be on the run with all those AC repairs and people trying to get stuff done. I got to imagine this week's going to be, I would think, at least a little bit easier for you just because the temperatures are down. Heck, man, I had to put a sweatshirt on for this morning's show. So anyways, man, hopefully you have a great day. Brent, take care, Matthew, 100%. Moonscar, Detroit versus every bias. There you go. I'll go with that, man. Let's see, Bo, good luck, Matthew. I agree. Anthony, prayers, my Duke Crew brother on the chemo. Yes, 100%. Hopefully it all goes well, Matthew. France, good evening, everyone. Matthew, I trust everything will go well. Davenport really could help bulk up the defense for us. Here's to hoping he pans out. Yeah, I agree. You think, or you look at the Lions, and they've got a lot of guys that should be Swiss Army knife parts. Come in, come out, get back on the field, etc. I don't think they're really going to be beholden or reliant, I should say, on one particular guy or two particular people on the defense to help elevate them. I have gone on the record saying I believe because the style of defense we're going to play, the aggression with it, the fact that we're going to be all over other teams, imposing our will on them, I think we'll be a lot like the 85 Bears, maybe the early 80s Raiders, just as far as how aggressive we're going to be and the type of defense we're going to play. We are going to get hits on the quarterbacks. There are going to be a lot of physical plays. I think you're going to see a lot of the defensive line, we'll just say the front seven, be incredibly physical. That's why I think Davenport is going to be a rotational piece. He may be a starter. He may not be, but that doesn't mean his impact will be any lessened. I think it's going to be real exciting for him from a opportunity to get a bigger contract somewhere else a year from now, whether it's with the Lions if he resigns or somewhere else. I believe him and his representation are probably aware of it, and he's going to be doing everything he can to earn that next contract a year from now. So I've got a lot of expectations for Marcus Davenport. Let's just say that. See, Jess, what do you got? Greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Tried to find the show yesterday and couldn't. Did I miss it? No, you did not. I know I said it earlier in the show, but I had some issues yesterday around, I don't know, whenever I got up and started trying to put the show together right before 6 o'clock. Just could not get stuff to fully click and work. Spent about a half hour, 45 minutes on it before I was like, yeah, there probably isn't going to be a show today. And I guess, I mean, there's worse things than on a Sunday morning, not being able to get the show to run, especially this time of year. I'd be more disappointed with it if it would have been like a month from now or 2 months from now when we're at the season. Probably would have had to go the old school in the parking lot of the Circle K with the phone going. If for those who don't know, the morning show, that's actually what it used to be. I used to go get the morning Mountain Dew, sit in the parking lot, and do a quick, 5-10 minute video on the phone with you guys live. So that could always be an option to do again. All right, Brent, Coach had a computer problem yesterday. Yes, I did. Gladly, it seemed to correct itself. See, Bo, Brad rolls the dice on players with injury histories. Like playing craps, you can hit big at times. How much you can lay down is vital. High risk, high reward. Just don't bet the farm. No, and I think you're pretty spot on that, Bo. He seems to be fairly calculative calculating with what he does, the players he goes after. They all seem to have the right personality types. Really, the only person I can think of that he signed that had some question marks from a inner personality standpoint would have been Isaiah Buggs, and I guess that's proven itself over multiple teams now, unfortunately for Buggs. But as far as Davenport, I think you've got a good chance to hit big here. So fun fact, Coach, I set my alarm down to watch the show yesterday morning on my laptop. Fair enough. Yeah, all right. I guess what do you normally watch it on, Mutzgar? I don't 100% know. Let's see. Clark, what is going on, everyone? Question mark. Davenport is just the next guy to be added by Holmes, who's got an injury background. Won't be the last either. No, I think you're 100% right. Won't be the last one by any means. We all get it. Dollar General Brad, even though he probably, with this offseason, got rid of that moniker a little bit, he still likes a good value. He still likes to pursue things to get what he perceives as the best value for the team. So, hey, let him go with it. Let him keep it going. It seems to be working for us so far, without question. All right, Matthew, thank you, everyone. My ride is here. See you tomorrow. Have a great ride. Enjoy the time, and we'll see you tomorrow. Expect a full report. How you doing? Stephanie, good morning, boys. Best wishes, Matthew. 100%. And Steph, hopefully you had a great weekend. I remember you said you went up north, so hopefully you and the family had a great weekend. Dave, hey, so we are down to something like 2 weeks until rookies report. Is that right? I want to say it's closer to 3 weeks, but yeah, it's coming up here soon. Don't hold me to that, though. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's 2 weeks. Moonscar, yes, Mr. Bing, just a couple weeks. July 20th is the rookie report date. So, yeah, we'll just go with just shy of 3 weeks. So right in there. So either way, it's going to be here pretty quick. Let's see, Lions fan number one, good morning all. Got the week off work, and I'm asking myself why I'm not sleeping in. That's a good question. Who's ready for the 4th? Well, hopefully you all got something planned. I know a bunch of friends of mine and we typically celebrate it on the 3rd, so that's what we'll be doing on the 3rd. We'll go out there shooting off some fireworks, having a good time with family and friends. See, Brent, when do the veterans report to camp? If the rookies report on the 20th, and it's got to be only like a couple days after that. So, all right, here we go. Moonscar Veterans Report, July 23rd. There, all right? Thank you for that. Gary, good morning, Dew Crew. Back at you, and I know this. I'm ready for my morning Mountain Dew. Steven Rogers. Yes, we got good morning. There is so much depth on this year's team. Davenport will not be the only person battling for snaps or a spot on the team. Nah, I think we all get it. Just to make this team, you've got to be pretty dang good this year, especially if you're talking about a cornerback position, the defensive line. I think a lot of the better offensive linemen are going to make it. Same with the wide receiver room, the tight end room. Man, there could be some pretty good options cut no longer with this team. Running backs as well. I think we're going to keep 4. I don't think we're going to keep more than 4, but I think there are going to be some real nice running backs that are going to be on the sidelines. Unfortunately, once the final cuts happen, go throughout the team from there. There are going to be a lot of good players going to be absorbed by other teams shortly after they depart Detroit. See, Moonsgar, I'm not looking forward to the 4th. Flying early to Denver on the 5th, so not expecting too much sleep that night. Hey, you can sleep on the plane though, right? I want to say like a 4. I guess it depends on where you fly out of, but a 4 or 5 hour flight. So hey, enjoy the sleep in the air. Robert, Green Salutations, back at you. Hopefully having a great one. Frank the Think, good morning all to all. Woo! Go Lions, 100%, and good morning to you too, to Frank. Let's see, Quentin, Green Salutations. 3 weeks from now, we got this thing going. Can't wait, man. That's going to be great. Yes, about 3 weeks from now, the season will be here. It will begin with training camp, all the battles, the reports on a daily basis coming out. Hey, what's happening here? What's going on there? The press conferences. The season is going to get ramped up pretty quick. All right, Rocky, good morning all, and good July to all. Back at you, Rock. Hopefully having a great one. Phil, hey, what do we got? Hey, Phil, check out the thumbs on Phil. He's got it looks like the formation of a Dew Crew guitar. He has been sending me some pictures of it, and Phil, as always, you do great work with the guitars. Let's see. The fourth really sneaks up on you. Yeah, it's going to be here in just a couple days, man. Let that process. Rocky, hopefully with enough subbing going on, all the D-line Marcus will be just fine and stay healthy. Yeah, and I think you're spot on with that, Rock. A lot of the guys, I know we've talked about it before, last year, etc. With Hutchinson, he had just such a workload. I thought the longer the season went on, he looked fatigued, tired, just didn't have an explosion. But as the season went on and towards the end, when they started taking his snap count down, he seemed to revitalize himself. So hopefully they do that with all the guys and keep him healthy. All right, Okadu, good morning, Coach of the Duke crew. Woo! Matthew, hope all goes well for you today, 100%. And go Lions. Good morning to you too, Okadu. Detroit D, greetings, salutations, everyone. Back at you, D. Hopefully you are ready for a great week ahead, my friend. Let's see, Motown Mitch, greetings, salutations, Coach of the Duke crew. Lions rule, Bears drool, 1,000%. Brent, as Bo says, key to the D-line is rotation. Oh, yeah, a little macho man there. And yes, keep them all fresh, keep them happy, and keep it, when they come in, hey, get after it. Get after the other quarterback, the running back, or whatever. Do what you can to disrupt the offense. See, Miles Marker, good morning, coach and crew, back at you. Rocky, they shoot the off fireworks on the 4th next to my house, so not so keen on them anymore. And they get to shoot off on my lake for a month straight late at night. Hey, it is that time of year, man. Yeah, everybody's going to be launching them this week leading up to the 4th, and then for a while after the 4th of July. So I get that, man. Hopefully you get some sleep. Well, it's kind of like having a Tiger tank or a 10 Shermans. Quality has a quality all its own. Yes, it does. And I think we've got some pretty good parts this year. Let's see what they can do with it. I believe Williams is going to get a lot out of it, and I think that's going to free up Aaron Glenn to really just call the type of defense he's wanted to call his entire career here. So, and I'm anticipating it's going to be a fun time for fans watching this, D. All right, Phil, idiots and fireworks, not a good combination. No, you could lose 5 digits fast if you're not careful. See, Brent can't wait to see our new infusion of talent. Can do with the pads on, 100%. Yes, well, we'll see with the pads on before too much longer. Patrick, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. One player shouldn't make or break a team. Shouldn't, but it could be a segue in tomorrow's video. We'll just leave that alone until tomorrow. Give you a little bit of a spoiler alert and a little bit of question. What could Coach be coaching up? Okay, ain't that the truth, Bo? It took 3 Shermans to knock out a Tiger tank. Yes, it did. Back in the day. Thomas, what do you got? Good morning, Lions Nation. Back at you, Thomas. Hopefully having a great one and an impressive week ahead for you, hopefully. See, Brent, I saw enough fireworks during the storm last week. I'm good. Fair enough. Laughing out loud. Let's see, Jason, top of the morning, Duke Crew, Superdome or bust. So, hey, everybody's asking, Jason. We need a Tree of Destiny update. Let us know when you get it. And see, Bo, not true, Hookadoo. My myth persuaded by cinema. At any rate, Tiger losses were 100%. Most never made it to the front. All right, fair enough. See, Detroit Sports Talk, go Lions. Good morning, go Lions, and yes, all the above. See, Kurt, what up, though, Duke Crew? What up, Kurt? Isn't today the big day? Am I mistaken? Is today the day of the launch? I can't 100% remember, but it sounds right to me. See, Detroit, hi, Kurt. There you go. 9 drinks. Come on, man. Laughing out loud. You started your pod on a phone on a bus. I did. Only 2 mornings off a week. Yes. I did. Yeah, this is true. 9 drinks is spot on. Yeah, the first episode was on a bus coming back from Ford Field. This is true. Kurt, let's see. Boss Up, Ball Out podcast debut at 8 today, right after the show. It's a recorded show, but we'll go live tomorrow. Fair enough. Hey, we'll be tuning in. Anybody, hey, there you go. Boss Up, Ball Out podcast coming on today at 8, I'm assuming a.m. right after the show, because we're not doing the 12-hour show or 13-hour show today, so we're leaving that for the regular season. All right, Hookadoo. Hey, morning, Anthony. Back at you. I'd say, Rocky, did you drop the people's elbow on that computer if you smell what the Rock is cooking? Woo! No, I probably should have, but hey, thankfully it submitted to my wishes and eventually started working. JDC, thumbs up, Kurt. Detroit Sports Talk, good morning, guys. Back at you. Brett, thanks, Kurt. All right. Bo, 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m., Kurt, 100%. So right after the show. So I got to make sure I'm off at 8 a.m. then. Hookadoo. Got it, Kurt. Let's see, Moonscar. I'm a risk taker. What can I say? Laughing out loud. Hey, sometimes you got to take calculated risks in life. Phil, cool. Something other than WSN at 8. There you go. Wall Street. I'm under WSN. I'm trying to think what that is. All right, Bo, play it where it lays. All right. JDC, Dre Forge rocks. Yes. Jared Goff rocks. And thanks for explaining that to me because I did not know. Moonscar, mattress rocks. All right. Moonscar, he lays on a lot of mattresses, Bo. There. All right. Kurt, channel link. Yeah, if you want, throw it in the chat, man. Go for it. Yeah, go ahead and get that in there, Kurt. I'd see Bo Gophers are true. All right, there you go. Misogynists. All right. JDC needs Sarge to get the time slot after Kurtz. Bingo. 3+ hours Alliance. The Trey Hombres. Yeah, the Trey Hombres. I'll have to talk to Sarge to see if he can do that. It's a little bit, I think, trickier with his job to do that kind of stuff. 7 to 8 works great for me just because it's gives me a lot of time to get ready for the opening bell. But I'll talk to Sarge about it. Moonscar, I root for the Caddyshack Gopher every time. You have to, man. You have to. And I'm surprised they haven't remade that movie yet. I don't know if I'd watch it, but I'm surprised. See, Bo, I'm all right. Yes, you are all right. Let's see, Phil. Lions have a superior medical staff. Could be they're not afraid of injuries. You know, you think about some of the injuries they had last year and how quickly, from the last game of the regular season to the first game of the postseason, how fast they were able to expedite Sam Laporta just trying to get right enough to where he could play in the game, and that's pretty impressive. So, yes, I think you're right, Phil. They're going to do a lot of good things with that medical staff. See, Ryan, what do you got? 5 sacks for Davenport? I'll take that. I would prefer more, but, 5 wouldn't be bad if he's a situational pass rusher. See, Chuck E. Cheese, I think the experts will have about 4 to 5 sacks using sparingly. All right, we'll go with that. It seems like a couple people thinking about that range. See, Detroit Sports Talk, I'll be optimistic and say Marcus Davenport gets 8+ sacks. We get a really good health and conditioning staff. Super Bowl or bust, go Lions. Woo! And yes, 8 sacks. Now we're talking. Now there's a rotation with them. And yes, get them out there. Dave, rotate Davenport and Betts. I think you'll probably get those 2 rotating. You'll probably get Houston rotating. Let's not also forget about Pascal out there. And there could be other people like Wingo or whoever else. But the Lions should have a lot of spots where they can rotate bodies and get after the other team on a pretty regular basis. Bo, we only need to be in the top half of the defense. Everything else is gravy. Yeah, if we get into the top 10 by any means, I think you're right. I think, man, this team could really, really shine going forward. Could they do it? Absolutely. Will they do it? We'll have to wait and see. So, just wait and see where we go from there. All right, Moonscar, Davenport added to win in December and January. Probably wasn't too thrilled to help the Vikings last season once Cousin went down. There could be some truth to that if they didn't feel like if he didn't feel like the season was really going anywhere, maybe just whatever the injury was, let it fully heal so he wouldn't have to deal with it again. I'd see Patrick. I think he'll be okay. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell seem to be able to get the most out of even injury-prone players. I'm sure they looked at the player from both sides. Yeah, and to be fair, they're taking a risk with Davenport. They're taking a risk with Emmanuel Mosley, DJ Reader. All these guys have had some injuries. All of them their team is banking on them coming back. 9 drinks, Betts at 12 sacks. I'll go with that. Man, if he does that, there's going to be a whole lot of storylines on him if that happens. And, hey, let's hope it does because that helps us. See, Thomas, what do you got? Let's remember players are wanting to come to Detroit. They are wanting to play for Dan Campbell. I think Davenport is wanting to rejuvenate his career and legacy. I think you're spot on with that, man. I think you're 100% spot on. You've got a lot of free agents across the league, even guys on draft day that are wanting to come to Detroit. Remember how Terrion Arnold took the mic and everything when he got drafted here? I mean, he was pretty exuberant, pretty ecstatic. And I think you're going to see more and more of that just because what they've established here. And we can all say the culture, the grit or whatever, but let's face it. Players want to play for specific types of teams or situations. Some are more advantageous than others. And Thomas, I think you're spot on. You're going to have a lot of guys wanting to come here, whether it's Davenport or whoever in the future. All right, Detroit Sports Talk. Who is the defensive line starters week 1? Obviously, McNeil and Reader. Yeah, I would say McNeil, Reader, Hutchinson, And I'm selfishly saying James Houston because that's what I would do. But nobody's listening to me. It could actually be Josh Pascal or Marcus Davenport, but I'm still holding out hope for Houston. See, Moonscar, let's not forget Davenport's history with MCDC and AG down in New Orleans. You are correct there. Yes, he is another one who played from there. Is familiar with him. And I'm sure that was a contributing factor why he selected the Lions. Say Kurt Steele, Davenport is a home special, a proven deal, and a chance to revitalize his career, and is easy to cut ties with if he doesn't perform. No, you're right. Yeah, you'd have to live with the contract. In the worst case scenario, you get rid of him, you boot him out of here. Hey, you got to eat it for this year, but after that, yeah, it's off the books. Detroit Sports, yes, agreed, Kurt, 100%. JDC, Magic 8 Ball says, Tree of Destiny is rooting for the Lions. How could it not? It is the Tree of Destiny, like the Tower of Faith. Yes, and we got to come up with some other stuff for this season, the shows. Courtney, been inside the training facility after the build. Excellent and top notch! Exclamation point. Expect staff to keep Marcus in top form. Drink some olive oil and COD liver oil that keeps joints well oiled. Lions, woo! Yes, and I've made my personal recommendation for them to get some Mountain Dew in them too. So hey, Mountain Dew to me heals everything. I mean, my legs already back to, I won't say normal, but I can definitely walk up and down stairs. There's no issues. My shoulder, hey, look at that. I might not be able to rifle a football just yet, but I can at least move it around. So behold the power of Mountain Dew. Doug, no reporter knows enough about the player. Swift is an example. Problem with us, Philly worked out, quote, Philly side at end of season. There's always a gamble. The Lions had experienced no, stay tuned. Yes, and hey, reporters do the best they can. They also have to provide content. I can tell you from personal experience, and I'm sure Kurt could tell you, or Detroit Sports Talk, or anybody who's been in the business for a while. When you work for a newspaper or an outlet or a YouTube station, you've got to try to just come up with stuff to talk about. You got to try to find angles other people haven't talked about. So, Doug, I get it. Could this reporter just been grasping at straws, trying to put out something to get some editor off their back? 100%. It could happen. So, and especially this time of year when there's a little less information or topics to talk about, sometimes, yeah, people will look for things. And see, Gary, good morning, all. Grit for life, exclamation points. Headed up north for the 4th. Won't be on for the rest of the week. If we can get 10 to 13 sacks out of 3 different guys opposite of Aiden, we'll do the job. No, you could be spot on with that, man. You get a group of people versus one people to perform. I'd be okay with that. And by the way, go enjoy your 4th of July week. We'll see you when you get back next week. Enjoy it. And if you go fishing, happy fishing to you. See, Demetrius, good morning, Lions fam. Woo! And good morning to you too, sir. Hopefully you're having a great one. A little Ric Flair for you there. All right, Detroit, I'm really hoping Gilmore makes the roster. Man, he's going to be the one of the guys in the biggest battles for his career. But I will say this, if Gilmore does not land here, I do believe he's going to land somewhere else. I think he's got a lot of good talent that's just starting to hit the front. Let's see, Amy, good morning, fan and do crew, exclamation points. Glad the show is up and running well. Hope everyone had a great week. It has a great week. And now we are in July. It's getting close. Woo, woo. Go Lions. Yes, we're only weeks away from the start of training camp. And I really do I hope the Lions media department puts out their own version of a Hard Knocks. And I know they've kind of done it in the last couple of years, but I will really be looking for that stuff. I think the Lions PR and media staff do a pretty good job with things. Let's see, David, good morning, Duke crew. Coach Dan, how you feeling with your injuries? Go Lions. Woo! I'm feeling, to be honest, they're all feeling pretty all right. I guess it was a tough week of healing or whatever, but like I said, the shoulder's about 100%. I'll say it's like 90%. The hamstring, hey, I can walk around, no issues. The only thing I will say is I cannot sprint yet. So probably got another couple weeks before I can get back to sprinting and running. But, I'll ease my way there. I'd say, Patrick, I hope Reynolds makes the running back room. I haven't seen any other player run 20 yards just to throw a block to spring someone like St. Brown free to score. Yeah, like the Tampa Bay game last year. You know what? Hey, the dude makes some plays. It's just he's got to stave off other competition for a spot. And it's part of it all. Competition man, it brings the best and sometimes the worst out of people. I think he's got a pretty good chance to make it, but he's got to earn it. See, JDC, just a small woo for the computer gods. There you go. There you go. And just as you asked. Let's see, Dominic, good morning from Texas. Good morning to you, too. Hopefully an outstanding one. JDC, to you, broski, out there, please don't set yourself on fire during the 4th. Yes, thoughts and prayers for Broski Bear as he gets prepared for the 4th of July. Detroit Sports Talk, rep Detroit 15-2, or record for Detroit 15-2, wins MVP. Terrion Arnold wins Rookie of the Year. MCDC wins Coach of the Year, and the Lions win the Super Bowl. And Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year. Man, that would be a heck of a laundry list of stuff for the Detroit Lions to pull in this year. And to be honest, it could all happen. It could happen. Big Daz, good morning. Dan of the Duke Crew. Missed you yesterday. I was up and watching. Thought maybe I did something wrong. No, you weren't putting time out or anything. It was just, just couldn't get it up and running. At least not to where I felt like, hey, I would, if I got everything worked out by 7 o'clock, that I would even have any kind of show ready, just because I wouldn't have the notes up. I wouldn't have any of the topics up, maybe not even the thumbnails up. So, yeah, it would have been a mess. So I was like, you know what? Just take a day off. All right, Jason, Tree of Destiny update. It's collecting dust in the garage attic, but the unveiling will involve some sort of live stream. Let's coordinate. Love the show. We will get it on the show. We'll do a ceremony for the Tree of Destiny. How about that? I can see that going down. That'd be kind of classic, man. All right, Big Daz, don't worry nobody about me. There you go. We're all worried about everybody. So, hey, we got you. JDC, thumbs up. Jason, there you go. Doug, what player had the most games last year? Multi-sack games last year? I guess I would think Hutchinson, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's somebody else. I just can't think of anybody else that would have been in there in the running for it. Phil, will Kaminsky even make the team? Unfortunately, I have predicted he will not make it this year. It's nothing against him. I just think the competition for those spots is going through the roof for the Detroit Lions. You've got some real good young talent. I think John Kaminsky is a good player. I just think he might be ultimately on the wrong side of this. I could be wrong, though. I'd say Bo, Big Daz, thumbs up. There you go. My own marker, Thomas Levi. That's what I'm hoping about all the injured history players. Yes, keep them rotating, keep them healthy. See, kneecap biting with Motor City Lions. Great salutations, Duke Crew and Coach. Back at you. Hopefully you have an outstanding morning, my friend. Bo, COD liver oil. Eek. Yeah, there we go. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. JDC, I'd rather drink 10-30. All right, fair enough. Let's see, Amy, body fix Mountain Dew with WD-40. Hey, you got to do whatever you got to do to make sure the product on the field stays up and running. And I swear by the healing powers and the soothing nature of half diet, half regular from the Fountain Mountain Dew. See, kneecap biting. Amen. Doing 8 shows a week plus writing for the Tribune. It makes for a longer week than anyone thinks. Yeah, it does, Ben. And you might know that they're looking for a new replacement for Justin Rogers with the News. I did apply for it. I also know that they're talking about needing somebody to live in Detroit. So kneecap biting, if you haven't applied for it, I would recommend going for it if you live in that area. I get they're getting less and less people applying for those positions. It's not the biggest payday ever, but I do kind of miss being a reporter. And if they would let me do it remotely, I'd do it, but they're probably going to go with somebody else. I would anticipate somebody who lives in Detroit, but check it out. Maybe Kurt Steele, if they do it remotely, you may want to look at that too. Anybody interested in being a beat reporter? See, John, I believe he plays most of the season and had 7 to 9 sacks. Davenport, okay, we'll go with that, Davenport. So almost double digits. And I'd say this, for Davenport, that's probably a win if he gets anywhere around 7 to 9 sacks. So I like the way you're thinking there, John. See, Patrick, the magic cup of coffee with Sight Beyond Sight says the Lions will go 15-2 this year and win the Super Bowl. Well, I like the way the cup of woo is predicting the season will go. See, Patrick, Lions will go 100%. Let's see, Bo, 14-3, but I like your thinking, Patrick. Yeah, I'll take 15-2, 14-3. I'm not greedy. Let's see, Doug, Casey had 14 more sacks than we did. Super Bowl winner. So at the healthy Houston, healthy Davenport, the Reader effect, we should over the difference and win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'll be down with it. I'll be down with it. Doug, besides a way better DB room, yes, that will be the other part of it. The potentially, at least, we'll only know once we get to the season, but potentially the cornerback room or the secondary is going to be vastly superior to what they were last year. Detroit Sports Talk, go Lions. I'll go that. Woo! And good morning to you too, sir. All right, Miles, laughing out loud. Jason, yes. We'll have to do that live stream. So, Jason, let me know. We'll coordinate. See, Detroit Sports Talk, you should get Dose of Dion 2.0 on the show. He breaks down context really well. I've reached out to him. I have not heard back from him, but, I also get he gets a lot of requests from other channels. And I think most of the channels he appears on, no offense to my own, they seem to have a little bit higher, view count or subscribers or whatever. So, Dose is one of the first YouTubers I ever watched when it came to the Lions, and I get he was probably still in high school or whatever at that point. He does a real good job with stuff. Let's see, Kneecap Button, you sent him your resume. Good, man. Yeah. And if you live in the area, you probably have a real good chance of it. I know I can't make that drive, 2-3 hours a day there and then back. Not for something that I'd be basically doing on the side, but I hope you get it, man. Hope you get it. Let's see, include my photo from being at the draft coach. All right, very good. Maybe that will help. Let's see, Kneecaps, I have said because everyone is improved in the NFL, save 4 teams, the window of wins for the Lions, for me, it's a floor of 11 and 13 wins. I'll go with that. And yes, I could see the Lions. I think I did sort of a mock of what I thought the record would be, how things would go. And I had us with, I want to say, a 13-win season, but don't hold me to that. Phil, Dion is the fastest talker I've ever seen. Yes, he could have a real good career in auctions if he so desired. And you know what? You work your way towards the top. That is a field that pays because you get typically a percentage of the haul from whatever you're auctioning. See, Doug, Dion is real good, relates with chatters also. Yes, and like I said, before I ever started my channel, I would watch sometimes on YouTube different guys. He was probably one of the first ones I ever seen, and I just thought, man, he's got a real good future in journalism if he wants to stick with it and pursue it. I think he's got a good mannerism for it. He conducts himself well. Keep going forward, and I don't know if he'd ever have to get into print media, but I hope he gives it a try. See, Bo Dose puts 2 hours of talk in half an hour. He does compress it pretty well, doesn't he? Let's see, Miles, Phil, I listened to Dose's videos at 3/4 speed. There you go. Slow it down a little bit. Let's see, Earl, Moonscar, Lions, Super Bowl winners. I'll go with that. And Kneecap biting, yes, Bo. All right, guys, I'm going to go wrap it up with today's show. Get it off the air a little early so you can all prepare for the kickoff of Kurt Steele's new show. Go ahead and check it out. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I got a pretty good topic for you guys tomorrow, so we'll check all that out. Hopefully you all have a great day. If there is sort of any kind of breaking news today, I'll get it over to you guys as fast as possible. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push to get to 6,800 subs, and we're like 20 subs away. So other than that, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.